बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ का
6 years ago, on January 22, 2015, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign. It was launched with the intention of improving the sex ratio through societal change. It looked to ensure the protection and survival of the girl child while also providing girls with education and empowerment. This is a joint initiative of the Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and the Ministry of Human Resource Development. However, now, in a shocking revelation, the Committee on Empowerment of Women told the Lok Sabha yesterday that 78.9% of the funds allocated to states under the scheme was spent only on advertising. This was revealed in the committee's report titled Empowerment of Women Through Education with special reference to Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme. The committee is chaired by Maharashtra BJP Lok Sabha MP Hina Vijay Kumar Gavit. The report details that only 156.46 crore rupees of the 848 crore rupees budget has been spent on the actual implementation of the scheme ever since it was introduced. This accounts for just 25.13% of the total funds. The scheme was supposed to be operational in 640 districts across the country. The Women Empowerment Committee's report has stated that of 848 crore rupees allocated to the scheme over 5 years, 622.48 crore rupees have been released to states. Of this, a whopping 78.91% was spent purely on advertising the scheme in the media. This report also stated that the Ministry of Women and Child Development, which is supposed to oversee the scheme, has absolutely no information on how different states and union territories are spending these funds, which are supposed to be spent on education, health, and other interventions under the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme. During last year's budget, the government had claimed that the gross enrollment ratio of girls across all levels of education was higher than boys and credited the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme for the same. However, the District Information System for Education data shows that the gross enrollment ratio of girls in secondary schools was higher at 77.5% compared to 76.4% of boys, even before the scheme was launched by the government. The government's move to call the scheme a success based on just enrollment numbers can also be highly misleading, as data also shows that the number of girls who drop out of school are also higher when compared to boys. The committee has now urged the Ministry of Women and Child Development to ensure that the funds for the scheme are utilized properly. It has recommended that the government focus on planned expenditure allocation for sectoral interventions in education and health. The report calls to ensure that the objectives of the scheme are practically implemented and that a balance is struck between advertising the scheme and actually implementing it. A federal report.